My husband and I set up Cameron's Nursery almost 30 years ago as first generation farmers out here at Arcadia. In 2000 we moved our business to our current site due to water shortages at our old site, and we have progressively grown the business in those years. We now are on 5 acres and we're very intensive 5 acres, so our crop turns are quite high. My motivation to apply for the Horticultural Masterclass was both for personal and for business. Personally, I needed a new challenge and needed some direction. And for the business, we're at a time where we had opportunity, but which opportunities do you undertake? Following the Horticultural Masterclass, we came out with a 5-year business plan, and that enabled us to really set some goals for the business and give us planned actions that we needed to get to the end of the outcomes. So for example, we did a complete overhaul of our potting department, which needed new infrastructure, purchasing of new equipment, and a whole load of other return on investments in expansion and building new paddocks. So all of those had to come in stages. The outlook on our business certainly changed after doing the masterclass, but what it made us do is look into things more thoroughly. So opportunities that maybe on your day-to-day, because you're so rushed, you may not look into these opportunities that come up. It actually made you sit back and analyse them all and then say, well, actually that's a fantastic idea. I like to be on continual improvement, and so I've continued my studies with UTAS, and I've done 2 degrees and I'm now doing my Masters of Business. So that's not for everyone, but I think it's really important that we all continue to improve ourselves and we keep up with current learning. Some of my main skills that I felt I personally benefited from, ultimately the business plan at the end, which was the combination of all of the units, was very useful for our business. But in human resources, just keeping up to date with all the latest current trends, sharpening my financial skills, and even going to the farms themselves and meeting some of the owners of other businesses on the field days, they were exceptionally rewarding times. In October last year, we had a massive hailstorm hit our business on Sunday at 4:20. The aftermath of that is Andy and I needed to have an action plan for the staff the next morning because we were all devastated. What the masterclass gave me was planning so that we could gather our thoughts, have a plan for recovery, but also financially and the human resource management that came out of that, just to get us back on track. And within 3 weeks we were operational. Being on the steering committee for me is really exciting because I found the University of Tasmania such fantastic people to work with throughout my journey, and I'm still on that journey, going back and doing further studies. And the steering committee will then set up what we need for industry to ensure that the people who are taking these studies are getting the absolute best out of what is available and be up to date with the current learnings. The fact that the masterclass is now offered over 18 months is absolutely brilliant because it means you can just stop in the middle of your busy period, take a break and then recommence your studies afterwards. This flexibility is gold, and it enables you to really concentrate on getting the best outcomes from your studies. So because the lecturers and academics aren't necessarily from the nursery industry, they offer a different perspective and very collaborative in the way that they interact with you, and you give as much as they give back to you. So if you do decide to undertake this study, engage with them because they're there to help you. The Horticultural Masterclass is a great professional development for anyone in a senior or an owner's position. For those that haven't studied very much before in the past, don't be too scared to return to university. The people at University of Tasmania are absolutely wonderful to work with. They are there to help you. If you're an owner, you could possibly do an entire business plan like we did, or you may, as an employee, want to do a specific area of the business that you want to review and see whether or not it's worthwhile pursuing. Whichever way you are, it is absolutely beneficial to the point of improving yourself professionally, but also be able to give back to your own business. And the outcomes are fabulous. To see what we've done here and the outcomes that we possibly may not even imagine has come about only became relevant when I started the masterclass. So get involved.